All right, so here's the first practice quiz you guys have done. I went ahead and filled in some because I don't want to take your time for me to do every single one of these. So check those first two rows. I'm going to talk about changing 45 degrees to radians in just a second. And you can pause the video if you need more time to check. I do actually. Just go ahead and pause and then check your answers and then start when everybody is ready. All right, so to change 45 degrees to radians, what we're going to do, well, anytime we change degrees to radians, you multiply by pi over 180 degrees. And that will cancel out the degree. Now, sometimes it also cancels out a 0, which makes it way easier to change to radians. But on this one, a 0 doesn't cancel, so we're just going to reduce a little bit at a time. So I know that 5 divides into 45 and 180. So if we take 45 and we divide by 5, we're going to get 9. And then you guys can use the little blue calculators if you don't know what 180 divided by 5 is. But that's going to give you 36. Right, and then this will reduce again. So both of these will also reduce by 9. So 9 divided by 9 is going to be 1. So 1 pi on the top. 36 divided by 9 is 4. So 4 in the denominator. Okay. So if you notice on 180 degrees, I don't have the reference angle is /3 because 180 degrees is not going to have a reference angle. Now, I hope you guys already know that 180 degrees is the same as pi radians. I really actually need you guys to know that. But if not, you can go through this process. But the whole reason why we multiply by pi over 180 is because they are the same. It's like multiplying by 1, so it just changes the unit. It doesn't change the value. All right, now we're not going to do a reference angle because this angle is not going to create a triangle. It's going to create a point on the coordinate plane. So 180 degrees, that point right there is at 180 degrees. And so if that's 1 unit to the left, that's -1, 0. Now, when we don't have a triangle, we can't do SOHCAHTOA. We have to do the X, Y, and R rules, where sine is Y over R, cosine is X over R, and tangent is Y over X. All right? So it's fairly obvious that X is -1 and Y is 0, but R is 1 because R is how far away that point is from 0. All right, so then to find the sine, we're just going to do y divided by r, or 0 divided by 1. X divided by r is -1 divided by 1. And then y divided by x is 0 divided by -1. And then we'll do our reciprocals. The reciprocal of 0 is undefined. The reciprocal of -1 is -1, and the reciprocal, again, of 0 is undefined. So depending on what angle it is, like maybe if you had to do 270, one of these would end up being undefined. And then you would have to do the reciprocal of undefined, and the reciprocal of undefined is 0, just like the reciprocal of 0 is undefined. Okay, so let's look at 300 degrees. Right, this one's a little easier to do radians because the 0 cancels out and the degree symbol. And so I know I can reduce 30 and 18 both by 6. And so that's going to be 5 pi over 3 when I reduce. All right, this one is going to be a triangle when I draw it. And 300 degrees is in quadrant 4. So I know all the way around like that is 300 degrees, but what we want is the angle inside the triangle. That is the reference angle, and you might be able to just figure that out in your head. If not, whenever we are on the 360 side, we're in a quadrant 4, we're going to do 360 minus the angle, and that gives you your reference angle of 60 degrees. All right, and so this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And I know opposite of 30 is 1. Hypotenuse is 2. Opposite of 60 is the square root of 3. Right. I also know that in quadrant 4, cosine is positive and the other two are negative. And the reciprocals repeat the same pattern. All right, so I'm just going to do SOHCAHTOA. So we'll do opposite over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, opposite over adjacent. And then when I do the reciprocals, it's moving those radicals to the denominator, but we can fix that real quick. So 2 over the square root of 3 reduces to 2 square root of 3 over 3. And then same thing on the tangent. When I do the reciprocal for the cotangent, it moves the radical to the denominator, which is going to be square root of 3 over 3 when I reduce it. Okay, so just keep practicing this, guys. You'll get better and better each time.